Jerusalem, at least 45 people were killed and more than 100 injured when a stampede broke out at a crowded Jewish festival in northern Israel on Thursday night, turning one of the first public celebrations in a country emerging from the coronavirus pandemic into a mass tragedy. Police and military search and rescue units at the scene treated more than 150 injured at the base of Mount Meron, a peak in the Upper Galilee region in northwestern Israel. More than 100 were transported to hospitals in what emergency responders described as one of the most challenging civil catastrophes in the country's history. Officials on the scene said they expected children to be among the dead. Photographs of the missing, including several young people who traveled in groups from religious schools, were quickly posted on social media. Some participants at the event were American students enrolled at Israeli yeshivas. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the event one of the greatest disasters to befall the state of Israel, and declared Sunday a national day of mourning. Netanyahu also warned that many of the victims had been crushed and not yet identified. "I would request that people refrain from spreading rumors on social media, because this is breaking the hearts of families," he said in a statement. The Prime Minister traveled to the scene Friday morning by helicopter. But amid immediate questions about safety protocols at the annual event, which was known to be overcrowded and unruly in the past, some in the crowd screamed and threw bottles in his direction. Tens of thousands of mostly ultra-Orthodox men and some children had gathered at the base of the mountain to celebrate Lag BaOmer, a holiday that commemorates a Jewish uprising in the 1st century against Roman rule. The annual festival, which was largely cancelled last year because of coronavirus restrictions, is one of the biggest religious celebrations of the year, with pilgrims singing and dancing around bonfires. The event attracted what was the largest crowd to assemble in Israel since the country began emerging from the pandemic. Some estimates suggest more than 100,000 traveled to the site. Health officials had cautioned against mass gatherings in light of remaining coronavirus fears, and the festival far exceeded the current size limits. Police were braced for massive crowds despite the advisories, and officials said an investigation would be launched to determine how the event was allowed to grow to dangerous proportions. The Justice Ministry said in release Friday it would launch an immediate inquiry into potential criminal activity on the part of police officers. Ari Yoeli, an ultra-Orthodox journalist, said Friday that concerns about the site's safety during the mass gathering were well known but had not prompted change.